So there's some big whales selling right now, but is that something to worry about? I'm going to tell you in a second, but please first like and subscribe and check us down below for our CT Club so you get our trade alerts, our market updates, and seeing how we are handling this drop. Okay, so $165 million of Bitcoin or Bitcoin longs were liquidated during that giant dump we just had. I should say giant dump. It's not that giant compared to what we've had before, but it's a good sized dump. Is that something to worry about? Well, let's get into this. Okay, so there was 8 transactions. Each transaction was 1,292 Bitcoin, 8 times, that were sent from hardware wallets or cold storage to Coinbase. Okay, so people would probably freak out. That's about $400 million. But keep in mind that there's always somebody that's buying that. So if somebody's selling, there's also a buyer, okay? Well, we just learned that Luna bought, or Luna's Do Kwon, who is the owner of Luna, bought 37,863 Bitcoin. Wow. So he not only bought up probably all that, but much more. Keep in mind that as you see on Twitter, you probably see on YouTube, you probably see a lot of people on their charts and stuff and saying this is really bad, Bitcoin's going to go to 11,000, 20,000 or whatever. Who knows? But all I can say is look at what big smart money's doing. Do Kwon, he's a billionaire in this space. He knows that during these dips, this is a accumulation phase. Like, he's buying the dip. Why would he be buying the dip if he thinks it's going to go to $11,000? Just think about that for a second. Okay, moving on, some good news out of New York. Okay, so that mining bill that said they were going to ban mining, well, that got thrown out. So that's good for now, but I'd expect it later to be thrown into another bill and potentially pass, because these people are hell-bent to destroy anything crypto related in New York. So yeah, unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. Okay, let's move over to Argentina. Some crazy freaking news. Okay, Argentina receives a $45 billion bailout from the IMF with the stipulation that they ban their banks from facilitating Bitcoin and other crypto services. Crazy. Like, so they're going to indebt this country even more to where they can't pay this off for sure, and they're going to stop their citizens from getting into something that's going to save their lives potentially, from hyperinflation, which is coming. So they're going to do. The IMF is one of the worst organizations in the world, hands down, and most likely nothing comes close to these people. Okay, let me move on to this. Okay, so personal savings in the United States has collapsed in the midst of 40-year high inflation. So keep in mind that this reminds me similar, even more dangerous than 2007, 2008, where you had banker bailouts and stuff. Keep in mind that banks will get bailed out again, okay? And this time, the amount of currency printing is going to be so much more than you could ever imagine. So keep that in mind when it comes to people freaking out about Bitcoin right here at $35,000, $36,000. I'm not scared one bit, and I'm buying. And our CT Club members know that I am buying Bitcoin around here, okay? Anyways, that's all I have. Maybe I'm a contrarian in this space, but I've made it through 2 bear markets, and that was my 3rd bull market. So, I've done a lot in this space. I kind of understand this space, and I don't like to go with the crowd too much. So anyways, talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.